So now we want to talk about working with cars. And to understand this, we need to talk about a fixed installment loan. An installment loan is a loan that's paid off in weekly or monthly payments. If the weekly or monthly payments are the same, then the loan is called a fixed installment loan. A portion of each payment goes to pay for the interest and the rest goes to pay down the principal. As more payments are made, less of the payment goes to the interest and more goes towards the principal. Many people use a fixed installment loan to purchase an item that they do not have the money to buy outright, such as a house, a car, or a college education. In annuities, as a person makes periodic deposits, the account will earn more and more interest. In this case, the interest is working with the person making the deposits. With installment loans, the interest is working against the borrower since each payment has to first pay off the interest on the loan before the remainder can be applied to the principal. Therefore, when you compare it to the annuity formula for the periodic deposit, in terms of the denominator, with having the opposite signs and the exponent of 1 plus Rn factor will be negative. All right, so let's see what we're talking about here. So, if we take a look at these two formulas here, this is the annuity formula, where you calculate how much you have to deposit every so often. And this is the fixed installment loan. So notice here the denominator. These two terms are switched around. And also notice the sign on the exponent. Here, the sign here is negative. That's because the interest is working against you. Here, with the annuity, the interest is working for you. So that's what they're talking about. So let P be the amount of the fixed installment loan where regular payments are made and n times a year for T years and an annual interest rate R as given as a decimal. The regular payment PMT required to repay the loan is given by PMT equals P times R over N, all divided by N minus the quantity 1 plus R over N raised to negative NT. So let's take a look at problem number 1 in our workbook. This is on page 120. A consumer has a choice of 2 car loans to finance a purchase of a $20,000 car. The credit union offers a 3-year loan at 6.65%, while the dealership offers a 5-year loan at 7.15%. Find the monthly payment and the total interest for each loan and compare. Okay, so let's do the credit union first. So I'm going to write down my formula. PMT equals P times R over N, all divided by 1 minus 1 plus R over N raised to negative NT. Now for the credit union, P here is 20,000. R, we're going to write that as a decimal, 0.065. Okay, left off a 6. Let me try that again, 0.0665. And here, we're doing it monthly. So N would be 12. And it's a 3-year loan, so T would be 3. So we're going to plug all those into that formula. And now it's calculator time. So we're going to do our fraction key, 20,000, parentheses, fraction key, 0.0665 over 12. Close the parentheses off. Head to the denominator. Let me see if I can get off that glare. Sorry about that. Parentheses 1 minus parentheses 1 plus fraction key 0.0665 over 12. Right arrow. Close the parentheses. Caret key. Now I'm going to use the negative down here. I'm using this negative here. (12 parentheses 3). And then we hit enter. So the payment would be, we want to round up to the nearest cent, so we say $614.35. Now my total interest that's the net payment I'm making per month for 3 years. So that will give us the total amount that will be paid. So $22,116.60. So the interest will be just that amount minus 2,000 or 20,000, excuse me. And they didn't give us enough room here on this problem. So by getting that loan, the total interest for that 3-year loan would be $2,116.60. Now let's try looking at the dealership. The only thing that changes on the dealership is that now my T is 5 years. And R would be 0.0715. Everything else is the same. So when I'm plugging in here, I'm still using the 20,000. I still have that 0.075. It's still going to be over 12. And then the other part right here, my time here is going to be 5 years. Alright, so let me get to a good spot where we can plug those in. In fact, if you wanted to, you can hit your up arrow key until we enter this whole thing. So it's highlight, hit enter. And we can go here and just change the numbers. So like that 3, I'm going to change to a 5. This I'm going to change to 715. And I just need to do it to the top as well. I'm going to double check, make sure we got the numbers all in there correctly. Looks like we do. Alright, so then we're going to hit enter. So our monthly payment then would be $397 and looks like about 44 cents. Again, now sometimes the book's going to ask you to round up, so you would put $397.45 if they ask you to round up. All right, that's the monthly payment. So now we're doing that for 5 years. And so that would give us 23,846.45 if we round it. And then so our interest would be that $23,846.45 minus the 20,000. And that would give us 3,000 $846.45 in interest. So how do these compare? Well, the dealership gives you a lower monthly payment, and you can argue that. It's a couple $100 smaller. It's about $200, almost $17 less per month. So that's kind of the upside on the dealership, but the problem is that it's over 5 years instead of 3 years. So you're making those payments an extra 2 years. And you're going to be paying more in interest. And you're going to be spending more than $1,700 extra in interest with the dealership loan.